Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hunt Lowdown, the podcast for our fellow four-star hunters. I'm Baldur, and I'm here, of course, with my co-star Drake.
Hello.
Drake, should we do some goofy intro thing each week?
I I don't know. I don't want to become like Jacksepticeye Markiplier, but also I don't know.
Everybody, wait,
Okay,
that's like
okay.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Back to Hunt
Let's
Lowdown, everybody. We're
Oh
gonna be
Lord.
talking about shotguns.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so this is staying. This is staying in, Drake. Don't give me that. Um. All right. So once again, this is our second time recording this because we're still getting the hang of it, and we realized we have a week before this update even goes live, and they didn't give us the patch notes before today.
Right.
So
Which is
last week
super
we
weird.
record. Yeah, because they give the patch notes when the test goes live,
Right.
not after the stream. But since this is the first time those two have been separated, we recorded and we'd only caught bits and pieces of the dev stream, and so we were a little bit scattered on it. It took longer than we wanted, longer than you guys probably wanted, and we gave some wrong information and some misleading information because of the way the original notes we read were phrased. So we wanted to re-record it, make sure everything was on the up and up, and so here
And
we are.
correct.
Yes, this is supposed to be educational, so information
Well,
should be
to
correct
be
there.
fair, if we ever do release a podcast where we're wrong, we end up being wrong about something, we will always, as long as we see that we were wrong, we will always correct ourselves in the next one.
Yes,
So
yes.
I don't know if we will always redo a podcast, but also getting the flow of podcasting and editing has been difficult. So thank you for your patience in the beginning here,
Yeah,
waiting
we,
for the
we we've
first few
worked out
episodes.
some days. We've got some stuff though, so hopefully it should all work out, and we should be going for a weekly thing. We're gonna try that for a bit. It might not work out, but we're gonna try it, and we might have to move it to bi-weekly. But
Yeah,
honestly, that should be fine because we tend to get some space between updates. That'll give us time to talk about things in between updates.
yeah, it'll
And
allow things to happen either in the hunt community or in the hunt, development, so that everything is new and we're not just rambling on about something from previous, episodes.
yeah, we want these to be entertaining and to be worth listening to. So if we need to put a little bit of time between them so that we can prep, we'd prefer to have good content as opposed to lots of content.
Right.
All right, so let's jump into it. So we have update 1.8.1. This is honestly a pretty small update. As of the time of recording this, it's not out officially. It's out on test. I've messed around with it a little bit. It's It's not a massive one, but it's a nice one to have.
I've never actually loaded up the test server ever.
Oh,
It's not even
test server
installed.
is test server is nice because you can kind of faff about with stuff without worry
Right.
about
'Cause
KP or
don't they give
money
you a
or
bunch of money?
yeah, yeah. So there's
Yeah.
no concerns about it. The issue is everybody else is in that situation, so
They're
lots
all
of
tryharding
avcos,
on the
lots
test
of
server.
nitros.
Yeah.
Um, this half the people are running in with whatever the frick they grabbed from the new update of like, oh, the slate's new. Grab the slate and go blast some zombies at spawn. And then
Right.
the other half are 6 stars who are here to kick butt and try out the update, and they're already done with the update. So,
Right.
but yeah, I didn't play a ton with it because I was more checking it out because honestly, a lot of it's not.
There's probably not enough to check
Yeah,
out.
a lot of it's not like game content in the sense of like adding to the gameplay loop. A lot of
Right.
it's smaller update things.
Well,
The
let's do a quick
Yeah,
run through of like a bullet point list of
before
what
we
happened with this update.
yeah, so the first thing we got is we got a new quest system replacing weekly and daily quests called summons.
What to
We
say?
also got
Summons.
some AI summons, sorry. We got some new AI, 2 new grunt variants. We got some gunplay adjustments, some audio tweaks, and then some miscellaneous like bug fixes and like slight
Well,
tweaks. And that's
one very important bug fix in my
yes.
opinion, but
And that's kind of it.
yeah.
And then we got a big old known issues list, which is kind of our second topic for today. So we have
Okay.
3 topics technically. None of them are very long because we want this to be
A relatively short podcast,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. All right. So jumping into things, we have the summons system, which is the new quests. The way it works is you will basically get a pool of quests to choose from. They'll be numbered from 1 to 6 stars, and each one of them will give you an award depending on how many stars they're worth. The star the star grading, I guess, is simple quests can be completed by anyone. They award 1 or 2 stars. Core gameplay quests, which involve tasks around the core gameplay loop, such as collecting clues, killing bosses, extracting with bounty, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Those go awarded 2 or 3 stars. PvP quests, focusing on player versus player, as the name suggests, such as killing enemy hunters with certain stuff, all that kind of thing.
Certain
We have
stuff.
hardcore quests, a more complex set of quests aimed at veteran players. Those award 5 stars. So I assume that's going to be more of kill players with headshots, kill players with the bow, kill players from
Right.
100 meters, stuff like that is what I'm assuming.
Kill players with the
And
bow. I
then
just did that.
nice. And then we have legendary quests, which involve the use of specific legendary skins. They can be either hunters or weapons, and those award 6 stars.
Okay.
Um, that's that's all we kind of have. They replace the previous ones.
Now say
I'm gonna
again
start
what the
with
stars do in the quest
uh
system.
oh right. So those stars is once you have collected 30 stars, you earn that's the new weekly challenge. The new
Okay.
weekly challenge is not a quest; it is earn 30 stars from the daily quests.
And that is like that will forever and always from that point forward be the daily is simply get 30 stars.
The weekly, yes, to
Or
my understanding,
sorry,
yeah.
weekly. Yeah.
And that'll still award 25 blood bonds, which is nice.
Yeah. That's nice.
Okay,
I'll take that.
let's get the most important thing out of the way first.
Okay.
It's really weird that they call it summons. I don't think we're summoning anything. Why is it called summons? Call it quests. I like doing quests. I'm a little D&D boy. Give me my quest. Give me my XP. Give me my little stars.
Yeah, they could have went with missions. They could have went with quests.
Missions I think would have sounded too like geeky. Like it
I
doesn't sound like
mean,
I don't think it fit as well. I think quest is really or
quest is medieval to
bounties.
me. I mean, well, but
Bounties.
that would make people confused between. Well, are you talking about the
That
quest
confused
system,
new
or are you
players.
talking about actual bounties?
Yeah.
So I would see why they wouldn't do that, but
Collections, maybe? I don't know. I feel like there's
I do
I
want to
feel like
know
there's a
lore
better name than
wise.
summons.
I do want to know
Yeah.
lore wise where they were going with summons, like because they could be setting something up to expand on later. So
Yeah,
who
I
knows?
think they might be doing something because they talked about that a little bit with Mr. Cherry about how he's summoning stuff in the event and stuff, but
Okay,
I just said stuff like 4 times. Nice.
nice. We have
But
a stuff counter.
it's a bit weird. It's not actually the most important thing. I just think it's kind of funny. So,
Yeah. Okay.
what
Uh,
do you think of it,
th-
Drake? You go first because you kind of
what
know
the
my thoughts on
summons?
it. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the summons?
I mean, I like an improvement. And I think it's an improvement. Was it necessary? No, it was more like a gift from
Yeah.
Crytek that for us, where it was like, yeah, you don't need it, but here you go. It makes it a little more engaging. You know,
Yes.
it's I see it as nothing but a plus, but it wasn't 100% necessary.
Drake took my words from last week. He's taken my
No,
shtick.
that's totally
I know.
TM trademark Drake words right there. Not
Yeah.
plagiarized at all.
No, I mean you didn't play Drake words. I feel very much the same way. I
Right.
like the quests. They seem neat. I'm very much looking forward to not having shoot 40 emulators for my weekly and
Right.
kill 19 meatheads via 360 no scopes for my daily, you know?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to not having those crazy weird random ones.
This is totally
And
random because you
yeah,
said
so these are
meatheads.
totally random, but you get to choose them.
Oh no,
So
no, no. I was
it's
gonna say
awesome
something
level.
else entirely. Sorry.
Oh,
Do you know that daily where it's like kill five leeches all at
uh-huh.
once?
Yeah.
I would love to see a update that let you step on the like just stepping on them would kill them, but it would cause
That'd
a
be pretty
cloud.
funny.
But it would cause a cloud of
Oh,
poison. So you don't wanna,
yeah,
but you
that's
could.
interesting. That'd
I
be
don't know
interesting.
why, but
Yeah.
that would be just to get rid of
Are
them
they
quickly. So if you have antidote shots, you can just run across them real quick.
are they immune to poison?
Uh,
I think they
I
are,
don't
right?
know.
Because I know the meathead's
Probably.
not. Yeah, meathead is
They
not.
probably are. They probably are because they
I think
cause
so, because
poison.
they don't poison you, they make a poison cloud that dissipates real quickly. So I assume they are, because otherwise they'd kill
I would
themselves
assume
every
that
time
they
they
are.
attack.
Yeah. Now, if you still shoot one with a poison crossbow bolt, I mean, it's
Yeah, that'll but
probably gonna
yeah,
die
but I mean,
still.
that's because they have 1 hit point. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, really nice update. I like it. I know that I am very, very much in the minority. I didn't mind the previous quests. I know we just complained a little bit about the weird ones that you get that's like get Soul Survivor 3 times in a day. It's like, okay, sometimes you
Really.
would get rough ones, but I think they could have very easily just reworked the system. So while I like this, it's like what Drake was talking about. It's not something that was really on my wish list at all.
It wasn't top of the list.
Yeah, I was probably on the bottom. Like, it's neat that they have it. I think I would have
Like I
preferred
said, it feels
the effort
like a
somewhere
small
else.
gift.
Yeah, I prefer the effort somewhere else, but I think it's a good improvement. The biggest thing I want to touch on for this is I think it'll be really nice for new players.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh
it'll be
totally. In fact, that's
I think
probably what they're aiming for. Is that it's good for new
yeah,
players.
I think it'll be a lot more friendly. I think it'll be a slightly higher initial barrier, but I think being able to choose stuff and getting that, oh, I completed a quest or whatever each
Right.
time will be really nice for people. So yeah, I think it's oh, you can only have 2 quests active at a time, unless
Okay.
you spend blood bonds for a quest slot. So
Oh, they're bringing another slot option. Okay, that
yeah,
makes some
I
sense.
can't remember the price. I'm gonna double check that real fast,
That
and
makes
we'll come
some
back to that.
sense.
But
Because when Hunt came out, didn't they have like a maximum of like 10 hunter slots? And then people
I
complained, so they upped it to like 50.
think it was
And
5
then
originally.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it was 5 in really early alpha, and then it was up to 10, and then they started offering slots. Yeah,
For blood
I think
bonds, yeah.
honestly though, most of the things they find, like 150 blood bonds is a bit, but it's not breaking
Yeah.
the
And
bank.
plus there's a chance to get it from Chari in the Dark Tribute, so
Yep.
like
Yep.
yeah, it's not too bad.
I like the quest. I think they're neat. My I think making some of the quests take legendary stuff is an interesting thing because it encourages the purchase of spending real money,
Mhm.
but it doesn't really punish you for not doing it, assuming
Okay.
they didn't implement it super greedily, which they did talk about in it, that they have heard some of the complaints and that they're taking them into account. So
Okay. We'll see how
I
that
assume they
goes.
I want to play with it some before I give a give a verdict. And the issue with me is I have most of the legendaries, so I can do most of the legendary quests, which does make them a little bit weird because it's you spend legendaries on blood bonds or money on DLC hunters to complete your weekly challenge that gives you more blood bonds, which is just odd. I don't think it's bad. Just it's strange to me.
It's just
The
strange.
I guess it could be seen as pay to win because you can use your legendary or whatever to complete your 7-star quest and then get money or unlock or something from it from your quest.
Yeah.
But
That'd be interesting.
I don't think it's relevant enough to be like, oh, they're so greedy wanting to do this, especially considering we already have redoing perks for blood bonds, which I think is a much bigger deal, and most people seem to be really chill with that.
Huh. Okay.
All right, summons. Okay, it is
New grunts.
300. It is 300 blood bonds for an
Oh,
extra slot.
okay. That's not
Which
that
it
bad.
yeah, it's a lot, but it's also something where that'll
It's a permanent
stay relevant.
fixture to your account,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Okay, so I've actually got my quests up here in front of me. So let's go through them real fast, and then we'll move on to the next point. So my first one is kill 7 armoreds. It's 1 star. It will reward me 1 melee weapon, tier 3. So it'll give me like a bomb lancer saber. I think that's perfectly fair. That'll take a match or 2, maybe 3.
Right.
It should be pretty quick. Gives a decent thing. Kill a pistol grunt without the gun going off. So that's stab a grunt before he slaps you. We'll talk about them in a minute. Do it 10 times. It'll give you a tier 3 pistol.
Hister?
Pistol. Yeah, pistol. So that'll be uppercut, Lamat, something like that. Kill a lantern grunt without the lantern exploding. We'll also talk about them. Same thing. It'll give a tier 3 explosive, so like big bundle, frag, something like that.
Yeah.
4 absorb, wellspring energy and quick play, 200 of it, so that's 200 seconds. That's a little bit more challenging, but I think that's more just time consuming.
Yeah.
That one can be a little bit hard because if you're not used to rushing the wellspring, it can take some time to get used to, and if you're not good at the
100%.
game, it's going to be difficult. And I don't mean that as a diss, but it can be quick play can be really frustrating of
Quick
just
play can
trying
be
to get the
very
time. Yeah,
frustrating. Yeah.
that's one that it can be really swingy. It can be really fast or really slow. It's 3 stars, also a tier 3 pistol.
Okay.
Collect 18 clues, 3 stars, tier 2 pistol. That's I mean, you do that. That'll you'll do that it'll take some time. You'll do it. You get a free pistol. Neat.
Neat.
Earn what is that? 100,000 bloodline XP. 4 stars, $500. Again, that's just a time investment. Like you will get that eventually.
Yeah, I actually like that
So
they added getting hunt dollars as a reward because sometimes
yeah,
third you might have like no money to your name and it's
yeah,
like rough to you can't even buy a med kit sometimes. So
yeah. And that's it's nice too that it's attached to that it can be attached to a quest that's just play the game.
yeah, just
Because
play the
the
game.
next one, the next one's earn hunter XP, and it
Oh,
also gives
that's
$500.
literally just play the game.
Yeah, so they both just play the game, get some free money. I like it. It's nice. The only catch with those is you'll have to have them active. So like I will probably buy my third slot when it goes live because this feels like a decent way to get your money back and to get some free stuff.
Yeah,
Number 8 is kill enemy hunters in one mission. This one's a bit
in one mission.
this one's a bit crazy.
That's a little
You have to kill
crazy.
8
I mean, it's happened, but
kill
it's kind of rare.
well, it's kill 8 and it's 5 stars.
Which I mean, if people get picked up and then you drop them again, fair enough. I guess then you could,
Well, and it's
you know.
also it I believe these will count your teammate skills. So it's
Okay.
it yeah, so that
Yeah, I would have hoped that.
otherwise 8 is a bit crazy. And then the last one is kill enemy hunters using the legendary hunting bow Stalker Snarl, which is the new one, and it's kill 5 of them, gives 5 blood bonds and 6 stars. Cool. So I think that I like them. They seem generally pretty well adjusted, and like there's not one on here that I would go, yeah, I'm never taking that one.
Right. Okay.
The one I might be like, ooh, like I'm probably gonna take the kill enemy hunters one last. But all the other ones seem pretty fair. I'm not gonna take the quick play one if I'm not playing quick play that night.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, they seem better than they seem like an improvement over the previous ones. Honestly, feel like they listened to a lot of feedback on it pretty well. I do like the idea of like working up to 30 stars to unlock it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
I like
I
that
think
one
it's
a lot
cool.
too.
You have anything else to add on that? I
No.
kind of babbled a lot there. Next update. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Next update is the 2 new AI.
I am
We
so
have
excited for these. So excited. You have no idea.
so we're gonna stay with the pistol grunt because I think it's as odd as it is. I think the pistol grunt is the less exciting of the two. He's
Yeah. Go
got
ahead.
a rusted pistol. If he slaps you with it, it goes off, and it can be any of the pistols. So it can be like a Nagant or Scotfield. You can't pick it up. He drops it after he uses it. It's just a sound trap.
The fact
If
that there is a
you
sound trap that comes after you in this game now is going to be exciting. Because
yeah, I
can you
think it's
imagine the
interesting.
panic? You're trying to be quiet. You're playing solo or whatever. You all have
Oh,
like
it's
a
gonna be
quiet
so annoying for
loadout,
solo.
and
It's gonna
you don't realize
it's
there's
gonna
a
be
grunt there.
so
He
annoying.
stands up and smacks you.
Yeah.
Bam. That's going to
No,
be
the pistol also doesn't
upsetting.
actually shoot. It's just the sound. It's just the sound effect.
No, I know.
The yeah, I
I
wanted to
didn't
yeah. No,
imply
I
that.
know.
I
I
didn't mean to
wanted to
imply that, but
I wanted to make that clear to the
right.
listeners.
Okay. Yeah,
I
it
think it's
doesn't
gonna be really
actually shoot
annoying
the
for
gun.
solos
It's just a
though.
sound.
Yeah, you talked about solos. Things can be so annoying because sometimes as a solo, there's full guns coming after you. You just can't hit them all fast enough. You're gonna
Yeah.
get slapped.
You're going to
But I
get
mean,
slapped.
yeah, yeah. I mean that's target priority
Uh,
though. Just make sure you target
yeah.
the correct one. It which adds a little bit of skill to the game to move quickly and
And
quietly.
simply knowledge of
Yeah,
what to aim for
yeah.
first and all that.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like something that is hard to learn. Like the
You
damage drop off chart. is hard to learn, and it is a core mechanic of the game that's not really explained. This is, oh, that grunt slapped me with a bullet. That seems bad.
Slaps me with
I
a
shouldn't let that
bullet.
happen again, right?
Yeah,
So I don't really have anything else to say on it. It's
I don't
cool.
either.
Soundtrap.
I'm so excited for that.
It's gonna make me real annoyed when I play solo.
A
Other than that,
soundtrap that
it's
seeks
neat.
you out.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
yeah.
Now the
Okay,
other grunt.
next one. New grunt holds a lantern. It can be unlit, and when killed, it will drop a small oil pool, or it can be lit, and then it'll break the lantern if
And
it
it
slaps you.
kamikazes itself by slamming you in the head. The only clip I saw, and I think it was from the dev stream, was from Instagram because I posted a clip of it where the zombie ran up to the player and just like slam dunked this lantern on the dude's. It cracked
this
me up. I loved it.
this is gonna tilt me. I'm gonna get hit by this so bad. I zone out sometimes when I'm killing zombies.
Oh no!
I'm gonna get slapped by it. I'm gonna lose a bow.
I am
What's
so
gonna happen is I'm
excited.
gonna be playing solo. I'm gonna get hit by a like a lantern zombie, or not a lantern zombie, a torch zombie. Be real sad. Be like fixing up my fire, and then this dude's gonna come behind me and just slam me over the head. And then I'm gonna lose a bear. I'm gonna cry on my way to the next
uh,
clue. And then I'm gonna rush the boss so I can get
your bar
my
back.
banish. Yeah, and then I'm gonna like be like, oh, it's red, but I can finish it, and then somebody's gonna kill me through the wall.
Yeah, and
That's
it
what's
was
gonna
all
happen.
because of that
It'll be
stupid
great.
lantern zombie.
It all roads lead to Chuck the Lantern Zombie.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
funny is my priority on grunts is always anything that can make me bleed. I just don't want to spend the time to hold F to stop bleeding. So I always kill knives first. I don't care if it's got a torch, or whatever
What about
else.
F to stop burning?
Well, that's if you get hit multiple times with the burn
Just don't get hit.
the torch. But the
Just
thing
get good.
is one hit with a knife from a grunt will make you start to bleed. As to where it takes
Yeah.
2+ hits from the torch
Nope.
one.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So I always focus the bleeding. What's funny is now I'm going to prioritize the dang pistol whip zombie over the bleed ones.
Yeah.
Which is going to be frustrating for me because I don't want to hold F to stop bleeding.
Your problems are
It's gonna be
worse, right?
chaotic. It's gonna be chaotic, and I'm excited for it.
Yep. And that rolls into the next thing, which is if you stab grunts or shoot them in the aims and stuff, they will drop weapons and stuff. You can't use them.
But they
They'll
drop
just
them.
drop them on the ground. They'll lay there.
They lay there.
That's it. You can disarm grunts.
Did you know about the grunt horror movie edition?
What?
Yeah. So if you take like a concertina bomb or a concertina arrow, you
Uh-huh.
shoot it at a group
Uh-huh.
of grunts, and they come running at you through the concertina. They cut themselves on it, and
Yeah.
like their arms and legs will disappear, but they'll still be alive. And also
Nice.
their heads will disappear, except their eyeballs and eye stalks are still there looking at you.
Oh
It's
my.
horrific, dude. It
That
is
sounds pretty awful.
terrifying. But man, it would make a great
Remind
horror
me to try
movie.
Remind me to try that.
Yeah, I'll have
Uh,
to bring some concertina arrows next time and show you.
yeah, for the dropping stuff, it's cool. It's one of those things I really want to love. But Hunt has a really good like system for crippling zombies and slowing them down, and you can already knock stuff out of their hands sometimes and make them drop it with like knives. It's
Yeah.
just with shooting now, I think. But like
Okay.
you can there's already all this stuff. Let's be honest. How many times have you interacted that besides heavy knife their face, kill it, keep moving on with your life?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
so cool. It's kind of wasted on the gameplay loop a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So I like it. It
But
makes me
how often are
sad
you gonna
that
see it?
yeah, it makes me sad that it's not more relevant. Is my thing.
I feel like if they did something like that for like, the butcher and him and his hook arm, if you were able to like hit him in the arm enough where he would have to drop it and then he had to resort to some other method of hurting you, that would be kind of cool. Because then you could there's actually a way to fight the butcher differently,
Yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting. That might take too much work for to leave.
Probably, but
I'd
that would
be
make
down.
that type of mechanic more
Honestly,
fun and involved.
honestly, I would like to see something like that because I think Scrappy right now is the most dynamic boss because
Oh,
he
100%.
has a unique enrage effect that affects you while he's fighting him. He affects fights before and after by denying supplies in the area,
Yep.
and then he he drops supplies, switching kind of like the who has the advantage in pushing in
Right.
protecting.
But if you
So
try to kill him
he affects.
quickly with bombs or whatever or fire,
Yeah, you don't get it.
you don't get it. So
So he's got a lot of dynamic stuff that affects the game. I would really love to see them rework it. And an interesting way to do that is maybe they just make the butcher really, really scary, but you can do stuff like that and like
right, like
put
end
more
up
moves in
lobbing
your
his arm
combat.
off or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that could be really interesting. But I think that'd be a fun update in the future.
That would be a fun topic to go over for a future podcast. Is each boss, what could they do to improve?
Ooh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
let's
Yeah,
jot that down.
yeah. I'd do that. I'd say we could do that pretty soon. That could be really neat. And if we have new boss ideas, that could be interesting.
Hey,
Because talking bosses could be a really long topic
it
with
could
the
be.
amount of
Yeah,
really cool ideas reaching around, stuff that they could be improved, things they did right, things they did wrong, and ideas that the community really loves to suggest that, boy howdy, I don't know if they're possible. That they have a lot more issues than people think about. All
right.
right, let's keep rolling. The next couple updates are all pretty small. They decreased the spawn on golden cash registers, mainly because it was glitched for a bit and they kept spawning way too much. So they've adjusted them. Um, I makes me sad. I understand why they did it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do kind of wonder if it was an actual bug or if it was a monetization reason. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I mean, I wonder too. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, though.
I want to as well, but I can't help but think it. So
It's the thing of I don't think I'd think twice about this, except that it's been so close together with everything else.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, yep. Okay. Audio changes. Bullet casings are now audible when they fall on the ground. They make a
Yep.
little tink tink tink. It's cool. I
It's
like
gonna be
it.
one of those things that's just neat when you happen to hear it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be relevant most of the time. If you're that close enough, you're gonna hear them shooting stuff. I think it's mostly gonna be for the shooter to go, ah, that's cool. If they're
Right.
listening,
Neat
I like.
detail.
Hanging chains and other objects now play a subtle sound when crouch walking through them. I think
Okay.
I like that. My only thing with that is it makes pushing into places a little bit more, but the amount of times where
The
I've been
amount of times where you
by
turn
that,
around and there's an enemy right in your face with a
yeah, when it
shotgun.
feels like they shouldn't be able to. So I'm cool with this. It's
Yeah.
knowing it's probably gonna be like the walking on glass, which is really quiet and you won't hear it 90% of the time. And I
Yeah.
think that'll be a really nice touch to it.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, that's a good point. The fact that you crouch walk through glass and through like the cans, they still make a sound. It's just really really quiet. That's fair to add that same effect to hanging
Yeah. I think it's
noisemakers.
only gonna affect like the really quiet, campy matches, which at times when I'm fine with it. My only concern is it might slow those down.
Yeah.
And where I think the goal of it is to speed them up by letting people know locations. So I think it'll speed it up for lower elos where people are more willing to take those risks, but at upper elos they might not.
Right.
Don't know. And like I've talked about MMA before, where well, I think I have. I don't know if it's actually live because the Wii records, but I've talked about
Right.
how I think we'll get into MMA at some point. But
Yeah.
and then the last thing is sound design improvements on door impacts and destruction. Cool. Thanks. Love it. Nothing to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice. It's
And
like when they
sound
changed the
improvements are just good overall.
yeah, it's like the one a couple patches back where they changed the bomb lance and saber and all of them to all have unique noises.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. Next one,
Happy
they
for it.
changed the brawler variants to match the knuckles. Or sorry, the
Right.
duster.
Right.
Fantastic. Absolutely fabulous.
Great
Should have been
update.
done a while ago. Honestly, I
Yeah.
think they can still get one more heavy attack with stamina before I'll use them. I'm only gonna use
But
them
still
right now if I
good.
have, like, a bayonet. Yeah, it's neat. It's really nice too since it came with the last brawler, so it brings a little bit of new appeal to the Eclipse, I believe it is
Yeah.
the legendary? The Scotty brawler.
Yeah.
That's nice. I might actually play the officer brawler over the normal officer now. I don't
Ooh.
know, but
We'll see.
I might do it a little bit for variety if I'm playing, like especially if I'm playing, like, Martini Bayonet or something,
Right.
because now I could use my entire tool slots for something fun. But that's it. Oh, wait. We have let's do the last non-bug fix thing first. The
Okay.
most important thing, I've saved it till now. I'm sorry you've all been waiting for this. All you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans out there in the bayou, rejoice. While we don't have a turtle boss, we do now have Shredder ammo.
That's right.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I forgot about that.
Nitro Dum Dum ammo has been changed to Shredder. It's hilarious. I think it's really funny.
It's so
I think it's
stupid.
it's so stupid. I think it's a good change though, because the downside of Dum Dum ammo is you can't penetrate walls. The one exception being Nitro Dum Dum ammo. So I think this will help new players differentiate the
Differentiate,
two a little bit
yeah.
more. It's also funny to take Nitro Shredder ammo because
Do you have
I'm
to say
taking
it like
my
that every
elephant.
time?
You do. I'm taking my
Okay.
elephant gun, my $1,100 elephant gun. I better take my Shredder ammo so I
Right.
can shred my foes.
I need to go shred my
That hurts
elephants.
my voice. That
I
hurts
bet
my
it
voice.
does.
Okay.
It sounds like it does.
Yeah, and those are the changes we have. Bug fixes. They fixed a lot of little stuff like the banishment, sometimes being in a wall and
Stuck
all
in the
that crap.
stairs. Yeah,
They
okay,
fixed
good.
it. Good.
So
Yeah,
wait,
you don't need to
does
pay
it
for it now.
do you know if it tilts with the stairs if it dies on the stairs?
I don't know. It does. I've seen it do tilt, and I've seen it
Not do
be
tilt.
like perpendicular too. So, they fixed the Omeo iron sights thing. They fixed the depth of field with the Bertha. Yep, neat
I
things,
didn't
neat
know
things,
that
neat
was a bug
things.
actually. I never knew about that one. The depth of field with the Bertha.
They fixed some of the objective things where, like, when people would extract and say like a bounty was still there, or when there'd still be a bounty there and it's showing up as not being there. They fixed some of those. They
Okay.
fixed they fixed a lot of small UI and hunter glitches and real neat.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah,
The
that
the
that
big
works.
one they changed is there was a glitch where depending on what gun you had equipped, there were two different crouching poses.
Oh
So
yes.
sometimes when you were crouched, you would have a straight back and be up higher than if you had a different gun, which it would be you'd be like leaning over. So the
Like
two
crouched
I
forward or
think it
hunched
was
forward.
yeah. So I think like label would be you would be like kind of leaned forward and kind of cradling the gun, so you'd be down lower.
Yeah.
And the Dolch and Nagant precisions would both be you'd have a straight back and be up higher. And
So
the issue with
weird.
it was there was no way of telling in first person because it's such a slight difference and everything. And it basically came from when they made a new gun and stuff, like, or say they made the Dolch precision after the Nagant precision. They would take the old animations and they would use those as a base guide to save
Right.
time for the new one, which is a great idea. But when you realize something like that has happened and you have inconsistent animations 2 years into production
Right.
or into release, life's gonna be difficult to fix it.
Yeah. That
They
that
fixed it pretty
that is
quick,
a big
honestly.
change, yeah.
Like it's that's one of the things that like when I was working on a game on my own that kind of killed the project. And so them doing it as quickly as they did. No, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like a 1 week fix, it was a couple months.
Right,
But
but that's still
it was
quick.
still pretty quick. And I don't know if they were aware of it before I was a couple months ago when like there's kind of a kerfuffle about it.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
But if so, they fixed it really fast, and
Yeah,
I'm impressed with that. I think that is a good use of development time because it affects fair gameplay. Because if you don't know when you're doing one or the other, you can't play around it. So it's not really something that's like a mechanic you can improve around. So it's
right,
just leading to kind of unfair deaths or kills, which just feels bad.
right. When it's not standardized across all the guns, that sucks.
Yeah, I like it's one of those things where there's a lot of things in these updates, in these quality of lifey updates, where they're hard to talk about because it's hard to say something more than ah yes you fixed the game, thank you,
Right, yeah.
or like oh you've added some.
You fixed a
There's
small
small.
portion of the game.
It's the same thing. Let's hit on legendaries at the same time. They added some new legendaries. I like the LeBeau Aperture. I don't care about the Hunter. And like we could talk about like I like this because I like the LeBeau Aperture and I like the style of the LeBeau. But it's too hard to. There's not. They're very personal choices and design choices. We can talk about it, but assuming they don't like break the vibe of the game or something, it's just hard to talk about some of these topics and bring meaningful discussion to it.
Yeah.
Like I could babble on about like why I like the Bingham Brash, but like half the people
I
ain't gonna
forgot
care.
about that gun.
It's so good.
I
It's
forgot
like the
about that
bright
gun.
orangey brass. You've got like the little swirls that like show up on it. It's got the really unique iron sights with got like the little bit of reflection. It's fantastic. But like you can babble about legendaries a little bit, but there's only so much you can talk about. So on these updates where they focus on smaller changes, we're probably going to touch on them a little bit shorter. This one's probably the exception because it's an early podcast and we're talking about why we're talking about it.
Right.
Drake, did I miss anything there?
I don't think so. I don't think you
Okay,
missed anything.
that's 1.8.1. What do you think about it overall? Yay,
Overall,
nay?
I mean,
Yeah,
a little bit of quality of life,
yeah,
a little bit of just gift giving from them wasn't necessary. Didn't need it, but we got it.
appreciated. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's.
I have nothing really big to complain about or anything like that. Just
I think the
uh,
fact that this is labeled as like a decimal point is like okay, cool,
well,
right?
but it's a sub point
Yeah,
though, you know.
like if they called I know if they called this like 1.9, I'd be like, what
Yeah,
the
then
frick
I'd
is
be like,
this?
nah, no, 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 no. You don't do a major update. You do I guess that would be a minor update when you do
Yeah,
0.8.1.
exactly.
Then
I think I'm a little disappointed in it because I've talked about how I want like a major content update.
right, but I
This is kind
mean,
of our
you
next
know,
topic.
when it's a minor
Yeah,
update,
yeah. This is our next topic. Is basically we're going to talk about real fast that quality of life and like small updates versus like big content ones. And this is definitely the former. It's definitely a small update.
yeah,
I don't want to sound ungrateful. Quality of life ones are really necessary. It just seems like coming off a couple events and some smaller updates that I want something like custom ammo or something to add into the game
right.
because we haven't gotten something like that. And it feels like I'm being ungrateful. Because like custom ammo was such a big update. It was in
It
production for
really is a
so
massive
long.
update, yeah.
Same with the map, same with the boss. It's I think it's kind of hard because we're coming off of that like couple month period where we got, hey, here's the rework of all the damage types so that we can have custom ammo. Hey, here's custom ammo. Here's the quick swap fix. Thank God. Um, here's here's my hot take. I'm sorry. Don't burn me in chat. And then here's the new boss. Here's a new map. And doing this, hey, we've also introduced it. We got a bunch of content that had been in production for a very long time.
But they didn't
That
space it out
now,
well enough.
yeah. So now that they, I don't know if they have anything massive like that in the pipeline that's been worked on for a while. They've been hyping up. It feels a little weird just going,
Well,
cool,
but
quality
they
of life
could.
update.
But they could. We don't know.
They don't but like custom ammo and boss were hyped up a while in advance, and we don't have anything like that that's currently being hyped up.
Well, true.
Because
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
they
true.
the next couple updates is slated as small content and quality of life things. We talked about those in the previous recording. I don't think we're going to do that a ton because we did it, and honestly, they're coming out with some more quality of life things. There's nothing like new boss on the immediate horizon, which is fine. I just miss having it.
Having that thing to look forward to.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. Um, major
Because I
update
feel like
versus small update. Obviously, I like major updates. Who
yes,
doesn't like content updates? But
yes,
the little ones, I mean, I wouldn't. Okay, so I hot take here. I would not be opposed if they had a major update that was nothing but big quality of life changes.
yes. I'm
Like
with you
I
there.
would be so happy about that because there are still some things that they could do to, you know, just well, how about just a UI overhaul entirely?
I don't
That
hate the
could
UI like a lot of people.
uh,
I don't. That's
it
something that
I don't
that's
hate
one of
it,
the
but it
things on
could
the
be
roadmap.
better. Is
That's
my
on the
issue.
roadmap. So that is one of the minor things I referred to. That is coming.
Okay, well then I
Yep.
don't
So
have a ton to complain
you
about,
get your
but
wish. Do you think they've? I just thought of something. Do you think they've switched away from having big old content updates like custom ammo and stuff to doing a lot more smaller updates because I feel like we've been getting some updates faster than normal, but having them have less content.
I kind of get that vibe too, where they're like they would rather have uh the updates roll out sooner, but they're smaller. I could see that.
Mhm.
Now, don't get me wrong. If they decide to do, a new boss or a new map again, that's gonna be a long time coming.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
they're gonna
big
build that up
event,
again.
and yeah. But yeah,
I think it's I think
because
it's really nice for quality of life stuff. I think when I prefer them dropping new content in bigger batches though.
oh yeah,
Like
I agree.
I'm glad we got the army and the shotgun at the same time, the slate. I like that we got the bow and the throwing con. Like I like that they're kind of bunching those up, and I like getting multiple things at once because if you don't like one, it gives something for everybody to be hyped over.
Yeah, that is true. You are not
Yeah.
wrong about that.
So I think the other thing I want to touch on, man, I have a lot of things I say just repetitively.
You do, but it's okay. But we forgive you mostly.
It's what makes me bottle.
Yeah,
But
Baldy.
I think we've got a bigger update coming, and I
Think
think
so?
that's why I'm getting antsy. Yeah, I think whatever's after the immediate roadmap they gave us, I think they've got something bigger because we haven't gotten a major update for a long while now. It's going on
We'll
6 months.
find out.
Yeah, 6 months a year, somewhere between
We'll
there, depending
find
on.
out.
Yeah, it depends on what you consider a big update, but
Oh
I think
yeah,
there's
of course.
something
But
larger, and
what do
I'm
you
just
think it
excited to
is?
find out what it is. Ooh, ooh.
What do you think it is, and what do you hope it is?
Um, that's a good question. I think the first thing we're gonna get that's gonna be major next is going to be a 2D replay. It's been asked for a lot. It'd be received really well, and I think that's what's going to be pitched. I think that's going to be what's coming as the next quote unquote big update to get hyped for
Okay,
after they've worked through this roadmap. But then after that, I think we're going to have hmm, I think we're going to get AI, a new AI foe that's like
like a unique special.
yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be something like a meathead or an immolate, something that's like a
Oh, so you're thinking even a variant?
yeah. I think it's going to be a variant. I think they're going to pair it with two or three new guns or gun variants
So not a new
and round it into an event.
not a new special zombie that's brand new, just a variant.
No, I think it'll be a new. I think it'll be a new zombie.
Okay, so not like a just being just to be clear, not a variant of any
Not a
kind.
variant. Yes,
Okay, okay.
unless unless you consider like an immolator a variant of the grunt. If that's the case, sure.
Well,
But
no, no, no,
yeah,
no,
I think
no.
it'll be something that like is a mini boss like the meathead, but instead of dropping traits, it'll drop like experience or ammo or something like that. I think that's what it's gonna be. What I
Hmm.
hope it is, I hope that I'm trying to think what would be my like dream update. The first thing I want them to do is I think custom ammo is really well balanced as it is,
Yeah,
and
I'd
I'd like
agree
to
with
see
that.
them just open it up, give most things most ammo types. I think it'd be fine.
Ooh, that would be rough. That could
Like
be
there
rough.
are some exceptions, but like look, if we have the Crowning King with slugs, the Winnie and Conversion with FMJ, the Bertha with Spitzer. Like
Yeah. All
I
right. Point
think we can
taken.
give like the Spike Spitzer ammo or the Springfield Incendiary. Like I think those are fine.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
It might take a little bit of the uniqueness of the weapons, but I think it'd be more fun in general just because like you get to play more with custom ammo.
Yeah. It would be nice to have like to be able to play whatever. Like I'm a fan of Dum Dum. It'd be cool
Yes.
to play whatever I
Centennial
wanted and
Dum
make
Dum or
things.
something.
Yeah. Make anything bleed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
Make
like
it
to play Centennial
bleed.
Dum Dum. I don't know what I feel like what I want because I don't think there's one major thing that I really want. Because the next major thing I would say is I would really love another map. but I don't think
I
that's
would love
coming.
another map too, but
Yeah, I don't think that's
I
coming
don't think that's
soon.
coming for a minute.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's the best use of resources right now, but I'd love it. I feel like Wishlist is its own podcast and like what we'd hope to see
Yeah.
and
Oh,
all that
totally.
stuff.
Yeah. In fact, I think we marked that on our
Yes,
thing
it
as
is make to the topic. I
yeah.
think short answer, ammo types being added as a variety, and then paired with a new kind of arcane gun or something that's not just
Art.
a gun, you know?
Wait, say
Something
that
like the
again. A
bomb
what
lance or the
kind of gun?
crossbow. Like an arcane gun or something that's not pistol rifle, something that's
Oh,
like the
okay.
bomb lance or the
Something
crossbow.
unique that's
Yes.
probably not real, like the bomb
Yeah.
lance.
Yeah, like a 3-slot hand crossbow that shoots 2 arrows at once and has like a 15 has like a 10 round
Or
magazine
a
or something.
a crossbow variant that's
Something
like
like
a
that.
burst fire. Gives you
Yeah,
like
something
a
like that.
repeating crossbow where you go foo foo foo, and then you got to reload that.
Yeah, something like Van Helsing-y, a
Yeah.
3-barrel shotgun. I'm a big fan of. I would love what I jokingly refer to as the Quadwell.
The,
So it's the
the
Caldwell
what?
rifle. It's the Caldwell rifle with the baby Caldwell rifle just strapped to the bottom. So you get 4 shells. It's the Quadwell.
Stop. Get out. You need to be
Alright,
stopped.
it'll be great.
It'll be great.
It'll be
Okay.
great. The
Okay.
Quadwell is the future. What about you? What do
Stop
you think the
saying
next
that,
update is?
Quadwell. What
Quadwell.
what do I think about what?
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any thoughts on like what you think the next update is or what you hope it is?
Oh, oh gosh. What I hope it
You made me
is.
babble about that for a while.
Yeah, I let you go too. I just I dropped the reins and you just ran.
You
Um,
need to stop doing that. Rein me in, man.
I'm sorry. Uh, uh, yeah. Obviously, a map or a boss would be fantastic. I remember people talking in the community about and like Psycho even talked about it at one point. He gave his thoughts on a roaming world boss, and I
Yeah,
thought about that too at one point before I heard everyone else talking about it. Uh, and that would be cool, but I actually agree with Psycho that it's like, not the best. Like for balance, it's not the
I
best
think
option.
I think it's a radical idea, but the more you think about it,
Yeah,
the harder it gets to implement.
what I would like is like you said, a new unique variant that can change the gameplay entirely, like a uh like I don't know, an undead swamp cat or something where like it could jump up into the trees and jump from tree to tree and you may not necessarily know it's there unless you're looking up or you hear its telltale sign, and it could jump down and pounce on you. What I want is for things to utilize the knockdown mechanic that the spider does. Is that the spider is the only thing that does that. The spider is the
Yeah,
only thing in Hunt that knocks you down. In fact, I thought from the Christmas event that they were going to introduce a trip mine that would knock you down. Because
that'd be
if you
fun.
watch, the guy runs in through the door
And I
and
guess
it hit. The thing is it was a flashbang.
yeah,
Whatever, when he hit that trap, it was a flashbang effect, and he got knocked down. I was like,
I would love a
that's
flashbang trip.
so cool. Yeah, that would be fun, but also potentially really broken,
I
depending.
think it should. I think what it should be is it's like a flashbang for like a second, as opposed to 4.
Right. Yeah, it should not be nearly as long, but it should scare the hell out of you, is what it should do.
I think it'd be really fun to to put the alert trip mines, put 2 of those there, so they're bleeding, and then with the flashbang, and then you're just like, what's happening? What?
Oh, like stack one of each type of trip
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Two
The
alerts, a
gauntlet
concertina, a poison, a flash.
teamwork. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's kind of
Make
what I was going
sure
with
they die.
for. But yeah, that's kind of what I was going with for the big like a big enemy or new variant. Because I don't think we can have a roaming boss. I think the best thing we could do is something that's like constrained to a compound, and then instead of a boss layer, I think that's the best you could do.
Yeah,
Because I think what
probably.
people want from
Oh,
it is they don't want inherently a roaming boss. They want a boss that affects something outside of its boss layer. I think that's where the core
Well,
really
that we
lies
could
to it.
talk about on our boss's podcast whenever we end up
Yes,
doing that one,
exactly.
because that is a very good idea, and we need to talk about that one. In fact, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go add that as a sub note to that because that is a great. I
Because
like that a lot.
it's a request that's made a lot, and I think people jump onto what's being said and not what's actually being not what the real desire is.
Right. That's a good
Because
point.
like if we had a roaming boss that you get murked with in the middle of a PvP fight, people are gonna get
Right.
so yeah.
But like I also wouldn't mind seeing like uh zombies that don't like each other. So like for example, going off my, swamp cat idea for a special. Maybe the packs of dogs and the swamp cat fight each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
So
could be interesting.
it would, but if you show up, they ignore each other and they both come after you. So you don't want to intervene, but it's causing a ruckus. So it could be cover or it could be distracting.
I think that's interesting. I think it
It,
would also be interesting to have another enemy who the threat of it isn't necessarily it killing you, but it making sound. So maybe you have like
yeah,
um some kind of like cat or owl or something that like doesn't attack you close range. Maybe it throws like rocks at you to
you
put
can
a little bit of
imagine an
damage,
undead
but it
owl.
but it like screams at you and then just like moves away and then just keeps screaming at you. So like you have to kill it to shut it up.
Oh, interesting. Like it circles over your head in a wide circle, so it gives you away, but kind of vaguely.
Yeah, something like that. With or maybe it's like kind of the same idea as the dog kennels, but in mobile form.
That would be annoying. A
Yeah,
mobile dog
I
kennel would be
don't know if
so
I actually
annoying.
want it. I just the idea came to me just now. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw this out there to the void.
Right.
Okay.
It would be kind of cool though to be able to, instead of shooting the lantern over a dog cage, to shoot
Mhm.
the lock on the door and have it swing open and the dogs go running. That would actually be cool because, make the dogs avoid players at all costs. They run super fast. You can shoot and kill them, but there's no point. They don't attack you, but they just make a bunch of noise and they run until they're outside the map. So like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like well, that would be resource heavy, I suppose. So maybe when a dog reaches a point that is, outside of, there's no players within a, I don't know, 50-meter radius of it. It just despawns. That
I
way,
think there's something there, but
resources.
I think to get to the bottom of what would be a good idea for it, for implementing it, I think it takes more time than we wanna. I think
Oh
we wanna
yeah,
move on right now.
yeah. We probably
So
want to move on.
I'm sorry, I
Sorry,
don't want to cut you off,
I'm holding
but
us up. No, you're good. No, that's
yeah,
smart. That's smart.
this is my fault. I babbled for too long, and now we're low on time. All right,
We
the
are
last
really low
thing,
on time.
yeah, the last topic should be a really short one, especially because we got practice talking about it. Hunt 2, Electric Boogaloo. Should
Ah,
it
yes.
happen?
Should a
You,
hunt two happen?
I feel like you have the better
Uh,
thoughts on this one. So if you want to babble
I don't
about it,
remember
go.
if I did. You give your 2 cents, but make it 2 cents.
Oh God, I think Hunt 2 would be really neat. I don't want it anytime soon because I'm invested in this game, and moving to a second game like Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 could be really rough because people are going to lose legendaries, people are going to lose prestige, people are going to lose other things, and moving to a new system will eliminate a lot of the very small intricacies of the game if it's not just a new system to run it better.
Right. Well said. My my rundown is essentially no. They should not make a hunt two. If they made a hunt two, a large part of the player base will go and try it out. Either they'll like it or they won't. It won't really matter because regardless, the player base will get split, and the player base is already too low for hunt. And frankly, their engine isn't bad. It's a pretty game. They can always improve if they want to. It's their own engine, so they can edit their own engine to make it look better. Um, I don't see a point really at the end of the day for a hunt too. It
On
would it would also split their teams
Yeah,
and
I
development.
would
So
I would like a Hunt 2. I think you're right though. I think it'd be ultimately harmful to the game at the point we are right now.
Now, if maybe like an expansion to Hunt could be cool, but
Yeah.
it would need to be hefty. It would need to be like, here's a new map, here's 2 new bosses, a couple of new variants, lore everywhere. It would need to be a hefty thing if they did something like an expansion.
I
I
think
think
if
their
they did a
current
Hunt 2,
but
I think if they did a Hunt 2, the best way to do it would be to do basically here's all the old maps, here's all the old guns. If you hook up with with your old account, you can get them, and then just drop it with like a new map and stuff, and just have it be like an improved engine to just run better with just more content.
I think
Just
that's
have it
part of
be
the
more
problem
streamlined.
though, is because it's a Crytek game, they use the Crytek engine. It's they don't have a second engine, do they? Do you know
I'm
if
sure
they've
they're
got
working
a
on an update or something.
an
It's
update
probably
is
like Unreal.
fine, but like it's you're talking like going from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5, where it's technically a
Yeah,
whole new engine.
yeah,
I don't think Crytek does that. I think Crytek is just like, let's just keep the one engine and update it.
yeah. And that I think that's an
So
issue with Hunt, where I really love it, but I think the engine, CryEngine's really good for some things, but its optimization sometimes is really rough. And
yeah,
I think that's like a core issue with the game.
which is
Like I think
hysterical because I was about to say that, well, but Crytek is using it for their own game, so it should be
yeah,
optimized for the game they made. But I mean, that's a joke in of
and
itself in the
it wasn't
community.
yeah, and it wasn't made for Hunt. It was made for other stuff.
No, I know,
So
but what I mean is they would make their game catered to what the engine could do theoretically. I'm not sure if they actually did that because there are obvious glitches and things, but yeah.
yeah. So I think our ultimate thing is they definitely shouldn't make Hunt 2 now. Whether or not it'd be a good idea in the future, they'd have to put a lot of investment into it and handle it with a lot of care
Right. If
of the
they
transition to it. Yeah.
Yeah. If they ever did do a Hunt too, it would need to be right. Like, so if they did a sort, like, how Counter-Strike went from Source to Go, but Go was done on the Source 2 engine.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like the way you could do it is drop it with like a new map and be like, this one's the Orient or something. This one's is that offensive now? I hope it's not offensive.
I don't know anymore.
If that's offensive, guys,
We'll
I'm
find out.
sorry.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
fine. Well, I'm
lambast
sure.
me in chat.
The
It um it's if it was always like this one's Canada, this one's China, this one's Japan. The new map is somewhere else, and so when we
right,
Hunt 2 is we're expanding upon it because they've stated they want Hunt Showdown to be specifically the Bayou. So I
right,
think if they ever do make a Hunt 2, that'll be the plan behind it.
right. Would be expanded to different areas.
Yeah. Another thing really on that topic is I'd like a sci-fi version of Hunt, not specifically Hunt, but the same like gameplay idea where it's like kind of
Well,
battle royale, kind of not with like slow shooting and stuff. I
yeah.
think
The
that'd be
the
really
the the
fun.
problem is the fact that the guns of the future are not slow shooty guns.
Oh, you can do if you could do it like Destiny, right? Where you have like a sniper rifle that does one shot to the sparks. Like you could very much do it because the only
Right,
difference
but
would
every
be
other gun
your health.
is spraying, your SMG in a tight
I think
tunnel.
you could do it. I think you could do it. I think it'd be a little bit of work to make it
I uh,
function, but
that
I would I would like it. I want
I feel like this game has been made in future like contexts already plenty of times, and I don't know. I'm fine with Hunt as it is. I don't need a futuristic one personally.
I just for the record, I do not want this to replace Hunt. I love Hunt, but like I also really love like saturated sci-fi games, and
Right.
so it's just something I would love,
That's
but
fair. I mean,
it
hey,
would be it
who
would have
knows?
additional
Maybe one day Star
things on it.
Citizen will actually come out and we can
That is
bounty
not the
hunt.
same game at all.
We can bounty hunt
I
in
don't
Star Citizen.
I don't want a sci-fi bounty hunter game. I want like a PvEVP
So Star
hunt-esque
Citizen.
game. No.
So a
Oh
match
my
based.
god.
A match based.
Yeah, match-based because I don't want it to be like Tarkov or Marauders where you go in, loot, and then leave, and you've got that continual loop
Right.
like cycle. But I want it to be kind of match-based and to have it be permadeath roguelikey, kind of like Hunt is.
Right.
because as odd as it is, Hunt's kind of a roguelike in a weird way, and I think that'd be
In a
fun for
way,
yeah,
yeah.
in the loosest sense of the world, in the loosest sense of the word, it's like calling everything a Dark Souls game.
Well,
Is
anything,
Hunt the Dark
everything is
Souls
Dark
of
Souls if you're
shooters, guys?
bad.
Is Hunt the Dark Souls of shooters?
Oh Lord.
All right, last topic, story time. I'm gonna force Drake to go second because I want to give the
Good,
quick
because I
update.
don't think I have one.
Yeah, and we have opened this up to be life stuff too, because it's at the
That's
beginning.
true.
So we figure if you want to stick around, you can to hear just talk about stuff. Otherwise, maybe there'll be a Hunt story, maybe they won't. Who
Right.
knows? So if you guys remember last podcast, I talked about some guy who killed me
Oh
after I
yeah.
helped him and his buddy and all this.
Right.
He hit me up to play games with me in the middle of recording the second time we recorded this the first time we recorded this podcast. He hit me up halfway. He offered to play with me because he's like, I want to make up the points to you. I feel really bad. Turns out he was just like really hammered at the time, and he just thought it'd be really funny. And then afterwards, he just felt awful about it. So
Oh,
I
bless
wanted
his
to share
heart.
that update because it was legitimately while we were recording the podcast, like wrapping up. I got this message from this guy of like, "Hey, how's it going? You doing all right? I'm so sorry about what I did." Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was really funny.
Kudos
He
to him
seems
for
like a
doing
nice
that.
guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess for me, I actually, I have a very short story. It was kind of weird. It was a
Hmm.
hunt thing. Me and Third, I believe, yeah, it was Third. We were doing duos the other night, and we were approached. What was the compound? Not Hemlock. It's to the right of Blanket. I can
Lock
almost
Bay.
pick Lock Bay. Thank you. We
Hmm.
were approaching Lock Bay from Blanket, and there's that little white fishing hut to the left of the dog
Yeah.
pen. Yeah. Went into that, and the window on the backside, someone shot at me,
Hmm.
and I ducked, and then I heard them jump into the water, and then running toward us, and I was like, oh crap, here we go. But then they disappeared. I didn't hear them anymore. Like weird. And then someone came from around the side of the like up on top, next to the building, came around toward us. Third was crouched with I don't remember what I want to say Winfield inside that building, and I had left and backed up because they were pushing us. The guy
Hmm.
came out. I shot him once. Third finished him. I turn around, and the first guy that shot at us that had dropped down in the water was behind me with a freaking riposte something. I want to say Martini Henry, and was charging me, and I was not prepared. And I think I sidestepped just in time or something because he missed, and I managed to hit him once with whatever my offhand was, and he charged at me again, missed, and I killed him. And I was just like, I actually voiced to him like VOIP. I was like, dude, you scared the crap out of me. I didn't say crap, but like you scared the absolute crap out of me, dude. Like that. Good job. I don't know. It was just a funny
Definitely.
moment.
Jump
I
scares
just
are great in this
jump
game.
scares are wonderful, especially when it's player done.
Yes. Yes.
Like that time that I scared the headsman inside of the boss lair. He didn't know I was there with an axe over my head, waiting for him to come around the corner. That was funny because he also
Especially with the axe.
I missed, and he turned with his Bornheim and tried to shoot me, but he was out of ammo. So I heard the click, 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 click.
I think I've seen a clip of this.
So dude, I did save it. I'll send it to you. I chased him down and ended up killing him with the axe over my head. But that cracked me up.
That's
But
pretty
yeah,
good.
that's two short stories in one. How's that?
That's fantastic.
Good. I'm glad.
I don't think we got any questions from chat today,
No, but that's fine.
which brings us into. Oh, did you have something you wanted
No,
to
go
add?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to be going into wrap up if
Oh
if
yeah,
you
no,
don't
but
mind.
yeah, that's kind of where I was going too.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that once we get these posted to both Anchor.fm, which is where they will be initially posted, but then they will get branched to other services. You can go to Anchor.fm and search for Hunt Lowdown and actually leave a message. It could be a voice message, I believe, or a text message on the site, like on the podcast itself. We will get them, and maybe we can do a Q&A type thing where we listen to questions through Anchor and make a podcast out of that sometime.
Yeah, and I think
Which
we can
which
also
could be
take them
fun.
at the end, like
Oh no,
this.
yeah, we could totally do it here, but this is for later after it's gone live.
Ah,
Where when we aren't live on Twitch,
and you can
so
catch us live on Twitch at Drake with 2 eyes or Bodo225 at 6:30 or 7. I think we're EST, right?
yeah, we're Eastern time,
EST
East Coast gang,
on Wednesdays, every Wednesday as of now. You can catch us live, hang
Wensleydale.
out, send us messages in chat, harass each other, have a grand old time. It'll be great.
It'll be wonderful.
Yeah. Well, that about wraps things up. You can find us on a Twitches that got plugged a little bit ago. I also have a YouTube. And until next week, good luck in the bayou and remember to have fun.
But yeah,
Okay. So that's kinda it. Do you want to do the outro?
I'll go for
Oh, okay. I just blanked. Put this in the
it.
the the
I'll put a little
oh
blooper
my
reel at
god.
the end.
That's it. I got nothing
That's it.
else.
That's
Get
good.
out of here.
Why are you still here? No, I'm kidding.